And I'll start the transcript for anybody who needs it, if I can see. Where do we put the transcript thing? Somebody can request it if they know where the button is. Where's? Yeah, I don't know, I just don't see the button. All right. So, welcome to the very last session of Coding Club. Today we are going to be setting up our package on GitHub and the Package.jn website. So we're going to be able to share our package on GitHub. Other people can install our package from GitHub, and and then the website will be up there. So hopefully, can people? There's only 3 of you, so if you could let me know in the chat, do you have a GitHub account yet or no? All right, good. One.
Yes, I do. I'm trying to move things to Codeberg. Trying to move to Codeberg, but I do have to.
Tom, I'm assuming you've got a GitHub account?
Yeah, I use mine all the time.
All right, so because that's the first thing you need to have both Git installed and a GitHub account. But since this is going to be recorded and for people who maybe don't have them, I'm going to go through it real quick. So number 1, you need to check if you have Git installed on your computer, because some people don't. You can pop into the terminal here and just type which Git, which will tell you where you keep Git, or it will tell you that you don't have it. If you don't have it, you need to figure out how to install it for your computer. There's a link in the chapter. But if you do have it, you can copy that path to it, pop into the tools menu. Let's turn that off. All right, so pop into the tools menu and open up your global options and go to the Git/SVN tab. So you want to enable version control interface for RStudio projects. That will give you this little Git tab. And you might need to set the Git executable. So you'll need to browse and go find this, or potentially I think you can just paste it in. I'm not sure, but you need to set the path to where you're keeping Git. And apply that. And if you had not had a Git tab before, you'll probably need to shut down RStudio and open this project back up. And then you will be able to see your Git tab. Why does mine have difference? Okay, I don't know what I was doing here. There shouldn't be at there. Right. So, or you may not have a Git tab yet if you haven't added Git to this project. So the next thing we'll need to do, if you don't have a Git tab here, you've not set up the project using Git, and this is your first time kind of using Git, you can use one of our handy use this functions. So back into the RStudio, the R console, use this, use Git. So if you set up your package project with Git, you don't need to do this step. But if you haven't, then this step will set up a Git repository, or we'll set up a Git with your project. All right, and it will give you a bit of output. Find all of the things that haven't been committed yet. So I've got a few things I made changes to, and then it will ask you this, use this kind of thing. Whenever use this asks you a question that you really need to think about, they give you 3 options. 2 of them are no's, 1 is a yes. This is incredibly difficult if English isn't your first language, I've found out. But if English is your first language, you'll be able to figure out which one means yes pretty easily. So just say yes, commit them. All right, so very quick, like for the recording, probably not for the people who've turned up, overview of Git. Git is version control. It takes a sort of snapshot of your package every time you tell it to. So we'll go through in a little bit how to set those snapshots. it takes the snapshots on your computer, but then we can also send those snapshots of your project to GitHub and keep them on the cloud. And therefore, if you lose your computer, you move to a new computer, etc., you can get them back from the cloud. And also other people can access them if you want to. All right, so once you've got your project set up with Git, we'll need to set up GitHub. So if you don't have a GitHub account, you need to make one at github.com. The instructions I'm giving you also basically are the same that work with GitLab, which is an alternative to GitHub, a probably more ethical alternative. But just all of my stuff is on GitHub, so I tend to go there first. So the next thing we need to do once you have a GitHub account. Hey, Zanya. So once you have a GitHub account, you need to set a token. So you might have done this already on your computer. If you have, if we use another function from use this, so use this gh_token_help, it will let you know if you have, so I do have a token, it's from this host, github.com. It's the personal access token for me. And it has this scope. It can make guests or gists, I'm not entirely sure. Access repositories, access things and change things about my user and set up workflows. And this is the emails associated with it. If you don't have that, it'll give you some instructions on how you get started with this. But the instructions will tell you to do this, to create a GitHub token. So if we do use this, create GitHub token, it will, I'm going to pop this over here, make it a little bit bigger there. All right, so it will generate a new personal access token for you. You need to create one of these for every computer that you're on. So if you're on your work desktop machine right now, call it like work desktop. But then if you go home and you start working on your laptop, you'll need to create a new access token for that laptop. And you also need to create new access tokens every time they expire. So you can set this to never expire, and GitHub yells at you, but you do you. In several use cases, there's not a real big security problem with not setting it to expire, but I'm going to be medium and set it to 90 days. Just keep the default scopes. This is like the things that your computer will be allowed to tell GitHub to do, to like add new things to your repository, etc. Don't worry about the rest of these. And then you can generate a token. You click this button. I am not going to generate a token on screen while I'm recording because then other people could copy my token. So I'm going to pop this over to the other screen where you can't see it. And I'm not going to generate a token anyways. You generate a token. It's going to show you the token ID. Don't shut that screen down yet. If you somehow shut it down and you didn't copy it anywhere and you've lost it, you got to start over again, make a new token. All right. But once you've got that there, you do the thing that create GitHub token told you to do, is called get creds set. So for me, I've already got git creds, so I don't want to overwrite them. But if you don't have them set on your computer, just go through the interface to tell you what's going on with these. Right, so that can tell you your password. You'll need to replace these credentials, or I'm not going to see my password token either because I don't want you all to see my stuff and start replacing my things on GitHub. But you can use this interface to set up your credentials. You can also store your token in a password manager if you want to, in case you somehow destroy this yet still want to keep using that token. But it's really no problem to just like make a new token. And then you can go into GitHub and revoke old tokens. Let's say you logged into somebody else's computer, you were borrowing someone else's computer for the weekend. you've got your token on there and you forgot to unset it before you gave it back, you can just go into GitHub and find that token that you gave a specific name to and turn it off. So then that person can no longer access your GitHub account through our studio. All right, does anybody have any questions about, okay, somebody's got an error. GitHub underscore token is deprecated. Oh yeah, don't use GitHub underscore token. So use this as create GitHub token. That one's not deprecated. There's lots of deprecated GitHub token functions and use this for some reason. There used to be a lot of different functions. I think they decided to do it a different way. All right, error in libgit to get signature default. Ugh. Help. This is the really awful bit. All right. So I'm gonna pause the recording because when we're working with GitHub tokens, confidential stuff can happen. So I'm gonna pause the recording here and then we can sort these out.
Right, yes, everything's fine.
All right, awesome. Okay, so recording back on, nothing confidential actually happened apart from like, I'm showing my current password left and right here. What's going on? Okay, whatever. You need several numbers. So what we figured out was if it's your first time setting up Git on something, you might need to add your username and your email to a file called .gitconfig. You can do that with use this edit git config. You can edit it like just for this project if you've got a specific account you're using for this project, or by default for the user. So for like every project on your computer. So mine looks like this. You have this sort of user name equals, I put the name that is my GitHub account name, and then email is that. This bit, don't worry about, you don't necessarily need. And I'll add this to the book. And then you can save any changes there, close that file. So if you're having some problems when you added Git with use Git, that might solve warnings about needs to know your name and your email. All right, back to, okay, setting up GitHub. So we'd use the gh underscore token underscore help to help us set up a GitHub token, saved it. And then if you want to just double check that it all worked okay. Is it create GitHub token that? Oh, no, it's not. It's GitHub token help. Token help. Run that again, and then it should now tell you that there is a token for your specific user with these scopes and these whatever emails you put in. All right, so thumbs up in the chat if you've got this sorted, because if you don't have this sorted, it's going to be hard to follow along from here.
Lisa, I have the workflow scope is not token lacks recommended scopes workflow. Is that particularly important?
I don't think we use the workflow scope for anything we're doing right now. In fact, I think just plain repo would be fine.
Okay.
I just use
I'll leave it as it is then rather than mess about with that.
All right, Miriam, I have no idea where that grepl error came from, but we'll sort it if it causes problems later. All right, now our next step is to set up our package project as a repository on GitHub. And this one's really easy. It's another use this. Where does stuff go when I think I'm typing in there and I'm not? And okay, use this. Use GitHub. All right, so there's a bunch of things that you can do, like set an organization. So SciTeachR is an organization on GitHub, and because I'm an administrator in that organization, I could send this to SciTeachR. So that is actually I am not going to run this because what I'm working on is, well, actually, no, I'll run it on into another organization that I run, but you don't need to put anything here because you're just you don't have organizations probably, and this will just put, make the repository in your main GitHub account. So I am gonna put it, where's Many Faces team, and then we can see how this works. Oh no, it's gonna yell at me. Okay, I'm just gonna skip this step, but you will use GitHub, and it's going to, because this one's already meant for SciTeachR. I've already made a Git repository with this particular package, and it goes to the SciTeachR organization. So hopefully this has worked, and it will open up. Let's pop that over here. So this is my GitHub repo. It's got too much stuff in it, and I'm keeping this one in. So it should kind of automatically open up in a web browser, this page. So your username, demo package, and then you're going to see all of your code here. Has this happened for everybody? If it has, can you paste the URL of your package into the chat? So then I will choose one lucky person. I will install your package and see how it works. Oh, if you want to keep your package private, that's fine. All right, okay, so Sam's got one that I can look at. So once you have installed your package, or you've sent your package to GitHub, anybody else can install it. So I'm going to install. You can use DevTools. What am I doing here? Install GitHub. And if you're using install GitHub, all you need actually is the username and the repository name. And it's probably gonna yell at me because I have demo package installed already. Oh no, we're gonna not do updates while I'm live doing a tutorial. This is a different demo package than mine. Let's see. A demo recording, is this? And that's Sam's. Awesome. All right, we have made a package. There's your org ID. Oh, look. Okay. This is the downside of everybody giving their package the same name. I can't install all of yours, but this one is just all the demo stuff. All right, so we have now accomplished making our package shareable. But the next thing that we might want to accomplish, sorry, I've got too many things open again. There we go. Okay, so we can install stuff from GitHub. Now, how do we make sure that GitHub's up to date with what we're doing on our computer? So the way that Git works is whenever you're making changes to your package, any change files are going to show up in the Git tab. So let's pop into the readme.rmd file. All right, so you might not have this bit where it says installation, and you can install the development version here. So in your readme.rmd file, add this with some code that tells people how to install your package. So pop the URL in there. As you can see, this is not a normal R chunk. It doesn't have the curly brackets. If it doesn't have the curly brackets, that means it's not going to evaluate. But you could also do it like this, eval equals false. Just make sure you don't actually install the package every time you knit this file. Right? So you can make that change, save that file, and once you've saved it, you can see it pops up here into the Git tab. So that just alerts you that this file has some changes from before. If we want to see what those changes look like, you can click on the file and then click on diff. And it will show you, so the lines in red have been deleted, the lines in green are new. So it's replace line 30 with this new line 30. Close that down because what we need to do is knit this file because we need the .md file to be updated. That actually made no changes to my .md file. I made a sort of cosmetic code change that didn't change anything else. But now, if you've got two files that need to be committed, you're going to take a snapshot now, save all the changes that you've made to your package. So check everything that you want to save, and then you click the commit button. And every time you commit something, you're supposed to put a message. A lot of my messages are swearing. You can put emojis. Emojis are all right, or they say update. Try to do better than me. Updated readme. But that's all I did. So, and then you click commit. You'll get a little message like this that says how many files were changed, how many insertions, deletions. You can close that. So now the snapshot has been created on your computer, and you can go back to previous snapshots. It's not actually that easy to do, and I'm not going to go over how you do that, but you can look up Git and how you work Git online. There's lots of tools, and I very, very much recommend looking at Jenny Bryan's Happy Git with R. Is a whole explainer about Git and how you use it with R. But the update, it's only updated on our computer until you push it to GitHub. So you can click this little green button, push, and then it will send your stuff to GitHub. Why? Oh no. Okay. This is embarrassing. I meant to do this before class today. And you know what I'm gonna do? So I'm gonna model kind of bad and weird behavior. I know that what's on GitHub is fine. I'm gonna delete demo package from my computer. I'm just gonna get it from GitHub. So what I can do here is use this, create. So if you already have a repository on GitHub and you need to put it on a new computer, onto your computer at home, yeah, let's pretend I did this on purpose and we're modeling this behavior. So I'm going to create from GitHub. It's sciteachr/demo package. So you just need the username and the repository name that you want to create a new project from. And you got to tell it where to go. Otherwise it goes on the desktop. So I put everything from the sciteachr stuff there. Okay, and then it will set up a whole new project for you that's good and clean and doesn't have errors in it like I just created. All right, so I'm going to redo this real quick. Right. Oh, okay. So that was what I had before. Let's do the other way instead. Save that. And now we'll see in Git with the README. I'm going to commit this to my computer. Data README. So now it's changed on my computer, and now I'm gonna push it to GitHub. And this is fine. It has worked. When you have merge conflicts, like you push some changes to GitHub from your work computer, and then you went home, you worked on your laptop, but you didn't update from GitHub, and you've messed everything up. That's where it gets confusing, and that's where you need Jenny Bryant's book. Well, hopefully it's all clean for us. So all of that's updated and changed on your GitHub. So if you go back to GitHub itself, into the repository, sorry, I closed that package, that window. Okay, so I've got right here, it'll say the sort of name of the last commit, so updated README, and then down here you'll also see updated README. That's the last time it was committed. It was committed a minute ago. Right, so now we're going to figure out how to show your package down website. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do next is show you the terminal. So let's say I decided, no, I want to put this back to how it was before. I've changed the README again. If you are a person who hates GUIs, and many people are, the terminal itself, I think, is kind of easier and faster. So if you go into the terminal, just click the broom button, make it nice and clean. So if you type git status, it will tell you here in red that you've modified README, but it's not staged for commit. We need to add it, like basically clicking this little checkbox button. So you can do git add star, which will add everything that you changed, or I could just add the README RMD. So you can commit specific files or lots of files. Yep, you should knit the change that I made doesn't actually make any changes to readme.md, but if you're making changes that would change the text, you should knit. Right, so what am I doing? I'm just gonna add everything that's changed. And then if you run git status again, this will be in green, which means it's ready to commit. And then you type git commit -m, which means I'm gonna write a message. Reverted README. And then you get that same message. So it's the same as the GUI interface up here, but if you hate GUI interfaces, you check your status, you add stuff, you commit with a message, and then git push. So same thing that you were doing in the Git tab, but you can do it in the terminal if you like that better. And then there's other more advanced things that if you get stuck and read online, you can sort this with this git command. That's how you do it. The Git tab here only has a limited number of things that you can look at. All right, so what was I? Oh yeah, okay. So that's how we deal with the terminal, but now we're gonna sort out GitHub pages. So if you already had your package linked to GitHub when we did the package down chapter, package down you might have added package down with, let's go back into the console here a sec, with this command. Use package down GitHub pages instead of just use package down. That would have set up all the things you need for GitHub pages, but if you didn't do that, you can convert it over now. So if we run this command, use package down GitHub pages, what it's going to do is ask you if you want to overwrite the old package down YAML file. That should be fine. We didn't really put anything in there. So say yes. So It will open up your package.yaml file and put in the URL of your package's website, or what is going to be your package website. You need to have linked up your package to GitHub so that it knows what that website is going to be. And then it will do a few other things. It's going to make this directory called .github. And in there, there's going to be a workflows directory and a file called package.yaml that contains basically instructions for how to knit the package down website and to put it online. You don't need to do anything here. You don't need to open this ever. If it works, it's fine. If it doesn't work, I don't know how to fix it. That's that. Okay. But this does tell you that you need to run DevTools document, and that updates your package level documentation to include that URL so that like the help manual can link people to your GitHub website. So we'll just run DevTools document real quick. And now you don't need to, like, you know how normally with our package downs, what's it called? How we render the package down, or we build the website so we can look at it locally. You don't need to rebuild it anymore whenever you make changes. You might want to so you can look at it locally before you push your changes to GitHub. But this script is going to build your website on GitHub for you every time you make changes. So once we've got that all sorted, you are going to need to commit all those changes. Okay, I already had this set up, so I didn't actually make any changes. But you're likely to have had changes, like your package.yaml file will have changed, and the .github directory will need to be added. So you guys commit and push your changes. I'm just going to make like a random change in a vignette. See, this is the data from the paper. Okay, just so I can show you here. Commit, yeah, change. Right, and then I'm going to push that. And then we pop back into GitHub. So go back into your GitHub, refresh it if you need to. You're going to see vignette change or whatever the message that you gave was. And there's also now hopefully going to be a little yellow dot that with a count up. Does everybody have that? Everybody who's following along? Let me know if you don't. What this is your GitHub Actions timer, sort of. So if you click on there, it'll take you to, oh, that's your commit stuff, sorry. If you click on actions up here. So at the moment, we've got one action that's running. It's yellow when they're running, it's green when they've succeeded, and they're red if they fail. We can look in there if you want to. And it's just running that package down script. I can look inside of it and see here are the like sub processes of that script. It does a whole bunch of stuff like sets up Pandoc and sets up R and sets up some dependencies, then it builds your site and then it deploys it to GitHub Pages. So sometimes this takes a while. You push your changes and then you sit and you wait forever for this process to happen, but it all happens in the background for you. Once it's done, oh, look, it's doing a lot of stuff now. And it's going to set up dependencies. Right. Oh, no, now I'm just stuck in this page. Okay. So Dun, dun, dun. All right, so basically everybody should have that. If you don't, or well, while we're waiting for it, because it might take a little while, click on settings. And then click on, okay, yes, the website might not be up yet, and let's click on pages. And if your website isn't up, or if it's not, if you don't have any actions running, you might need to change some settings. So this is why I'm not 100% sure. It seemed to all work just automatically for me, but it might be because I set it up a little while ago. Right, so GitHub Pages, it might say your site is live at blah, 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 and then you can go visit the site and see your pages. But if it doesn't, make sure that you are deploying from a branch. And that branch is called GH Pages. That should have been set up when you set up the package down GitHub Pages. And that it's deploying from the root, not from the docs folder. And then save all that if you've changed anything. So if that needed to be changed, then it will probably start the actions process. But if it doesn't, like, make a minor change and commit and push to trigger the action after you've reset all of this. This bit's the hardest part of teaching a tutorial, that like there's about 20 different contingencies, and I have to go through and kind of systematically wipe my computer of previous stuff to see what does it look like if you've done this process totally from scratch. So basically, this might take a little bit of waiting, but once you've got a website online, put the URL in the chat. So the URL will be something like, it'll be your GitHub username, .github.io / the name of your repository. Yes, can I show the last commands that I ran in R? Let's pop this back. Close. That ran in R. All right. In the console, was just use package down GitHub Pages. That sets up the scripts that render your website. And it also generates another branch of your repository called gh-pages. And that's where all the code writes the website to that branch. And then the website served from that branch. Okay, we've got unsupported GitHub remote configuration, no GitHub. Miriam has not, you've not got GitHub set up then. Did you run, or can you run again? Use this, use GitHub. So I'll pop that in the chat. Try that again and let me know what it does. But also, okay, okay, we've got a branch error. Oh, these are really hard to, after I finish up with the class in general and turn off the recording, we'll do screen share and I'll show you how to fix it. That one's a little bit trickier. Must be on branch master, not origin. Okay. If you go into your GitHub tab, what does this look like? You've got local branches and remote branches. This is what I kind of flail at normally myself as well and have to look up 50 things online. But we'll try to troubleshoot it in a bit. All right, and then and Xenia's demo package. Excellent. I like the hex icon. And you can see on these pages now we've got your your getting started bit, all the references, all of the stuff for APAT pair, or the description of self-res app. The package itself, there's a citation page. How do you cite it? Don't cite me. Put your own name in there. Got your full license. Don't know what's going on here. And there's this, oh yeah, and then so these websites will let you go browse the source code. So back to your GitHub, or report a bug, which pops you into the issues tab of GitHub, and then other people can file an issue. I'm gonna file an issue, citation. Don't cite Lisa. Oh, okay. There we go. So there you go, you've got an issue now. I kind of like getting issues. They're just such a nice, like, encapsulated, here's the thing you have to fix, and then you can like tick them off when they're done. But yeah, so that would be it. Has anybody got any questions besides like nothing's working and we need to troubleshoot this? Let's see.
I ran into an issue with when I did the update package down bit, and I then tried to push those changes to GitHub, and it did actually come back saying you need the workflow scope, and I've never seen that before.
Okay.
So that was weird. But
So
it turns out
it
that
must,
is-
this is a workflow, so that must be what the was never really sure what the workflow scope was.
yeah,
But
I've never come across it before, but
so it looks
Yeah.
like you'll need to set up a new token that's got workflow.
so that's what I'm trying to figure out. So I managed to generate the token, but now I'm trying to so I've been using another bit of software for GitHub. I use SourceTree, which works.
Yep.
I've never really got used to using it in our studio.
Yeah, so yeah, if there's other things that you use, you can use any method of
Yeah,
moving your stuff from Git to GitHub. So
yeah. So I do
prefer
bits
the
of
command
Python
line.
as well.
Other people like this
yeah.
interface. James here uses some sort of terrible GUI, but he's addicted to it, and so I can't talk him out of it. Yeah, so you can continue using that and ignore these instructions. You just need to set up your Git repository on your for this package, and then link it to your GitHub, however you normally do it.
Yeah. So tokens and things, that the authentication is not like repository related, is it? It's user related. Is that right?
It's user related, yeah. So I can so if you've got different organizations that you have access to, I'll say if you don't set up the PAT, then you can't take advantage of all of the nice use this tools, like downloading from GitHub, uploading to GitHub. Yeah. So what was it? Oh, yeah. So when I use GitHub, I can set the organization that I want the repository to go to. So I used to make the repo on GitHub and then use old tools to download it to my computer and set up the package environment around that.
That's kind of my workflow at the moment.
Yeah, and once I started using use this, it's such a faster workflow for me.
Yeah.
But the old way works fine. Although I think GitHub with the PAT like the tokens, everything is moving towards that. So even if the, like the interface that you use, it's either requested a token or you used to be able to like just sort of store your GitHub username and password somewhere on your computer. And that would be fine. You'd be able to use that or use SSH. And they're moving away from that.
Right, so that was going to be my next question. What's the difference between like the PAT and the SSH and all this business?
Yeah, so basically they're shutting down the SSH and the HTTPS methods of accessing your GitHub.
Right.
You're just going to need to use the token in the future. I don't know
Okay.
how far they are into the shutdown process, but a lot of things have stopped working with the old style.
Okay. So it should be a case of just copying that token which I've generated.
Yep, and then you run the GH. Let's see how far up it is in my.
Or maybe I can just do that in R and it will just up because it's updating in Git. This thing is just an interface for Git. So maybe if I can run it in R with the command, then
It's what is it? GH. Oh man, everything starts with GH here. GH token? No. It's in the chapter I wrote. Where do I put this? Get creds set. There we are. I'll put it in the chat. But yeah, so you should be able to reset your token with get cred set. It'll ask you like, do you want to cancel or reset your token or just look at your token?
okay.
And then you can reset it to this new one.
That's the token on GitHub.
That, yes, you said you just made a new token that's got workflow enabled. So just, yeah, paste that token in there.
Okay.
But
Is
yeah,
GitCreds
well, I'm just like, if nobody's got generic questions, I'm gonna shut down the recording and then we can, just because I'm sure people don't want all this to watch all this in the recording.
yeah, true.
All right, so stop recording.